Tasha K just got hit with another court order to pay Cardi B, and this time it's not about the original defamation case. This is about what happens when you sign a legal agreement, promise a judge you'll follow it, and then go right back to doing the exact thing you agreed to stop. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how much money changed hands, what Tasha K actually did to trigger this, why her own lawyer got dragged into the mess, and why some legal experts are now asking a much bigger question. Could this eventually turn into real jail time? Stick around because the answer might surprise you. Let's rewind for a second because if you're just tuning into this now, you need the backstory to understand why this keeps happening. Back in 2022, a federal jury sided with Cardi B in a defamation lawsuit against gossip blogger Tasha K, whose real name is Tasha K. The jury found that Tasha K had spread false and damaging claims about Cardi online, and the judgment landed at close to $4 million. That's not a typo. $4 million, awarded by a jury that decided the things being said about Cardi B crossed way past gossip and into legally punishable territory. Now here's where it gets as interesting. Tasha K couldn't pay that, so she filed for bankruptcy in 2023, hoping to wipe the debt clean the way people sometimes do when a financial obligation becomes overwhelming. But the court said no. A $4 million defamation judgment doesn't just disappear because you file paperwork. The court specifically ruled the debt was non-dischargeable, meaning bankruptcy could reduce the pain, but it could not erase the underlying responsibility. Instead, both sides worked out a deal, and that deal is the reason we're even talking about this today. Think of this agreement like a probation deal, but for money and words. Tasha K agreed to pay down a reduced amount, roughly $1.2 million over 5 years. In exchange, Cardi B agreed to hold off on collecting the full $4 million right away, giving Tasha K room to breathe financially instead of facing immediate collection. But there was a catch, and it's the catch that explains everything that's happened since. Tasha K had to agree to a non-disparagement clause. In plain English, that means she legally could not post, stream, or say anything negative about Cardi B or her family. Not on YouTube, not on Instagram, not on TikTok, not on the radio, nowhere. This wasn't a suggestion. It wasn't a polite request between two people who used to beef online. It was a binding condition of her bankruptcy plan, meaning breaking it wasn't just rude, it was legally actionable. Here's the mistake a lot of people watching this drama make. They assume a legal agreement like this is just a formality, something that gets signed in a courtroom and then quietly ignored the second everyone goes home. That's not how it works, and Tasha K found that out the hard way. According to court filings, Cardi B's legal team documented more than 24 instances where Tasha K allegedly violated that agreement. We're talking about posts and commentary involving Cardi's estranged husband opposite end, NFL player Stefon Diggs, who is the father of one of Cardi's children. Both of them were specifically protected under the settlement as what the court called Almanzar parties, referring to Cardi B's legal name, Belcalis Almanzar. So this wasn't a one-time slip. It was a pattern documented post after post across multiple platforms over an extended period of time. So here's the update everyone's searching for. In early May of 2026, a federal bankruptcy judge held a contempt hearing over these alleged violations. Tasha K did not deny making the comments. Her defense was basically that she believed she had a legal right to talk about those topics anyway, arguing the restriction shouldn't apply to certain conversations. The court didn't buy it. The judge made it clear that once you agree to a court order, your personal opinion about whether the rule is fair doesn't matter. Compliance is required regardless of intent. In other words, thinking you're allowed to break a rule doesn't protect you once a judge disagrees. That hearing eventually led to a formal contempt settlement filed on July 1, 2026. Under that agreement, Tasha K agreed to pay Cardi B an additional $60,000, $30,000 due within 28 days, and the remaining $30,000 due by the end of the year. Now, $60,000 might sound small compared to the original $4 million judgment, but here's the twist most headlines gloss over. That $60,000 figure only covers about half of what Cardi B's legal team says they actually spent enforcing the agreement, which was over $110,000 in legal fees. And there's a built-in trigger clause. If Tasha K misses even one payment and doesn't fix it within 5 days of written notice, Cardi B can go after the entire $110,115 fee award all at once, no negotiating. Think of it like a payment plan with a trapdoor built into the floor. As long as you keep stepping carefully, everything holds. Miss a single step, and the whole thing gives way underneath you. This next part might surprise you. It wasn't just Tasha K who got penalized in all of this. Her own attorney, Chad Van Horn, was sanctioned by the court after legal filings submitted on her behalf contained citation errors, including at least one case reference that the judge described using a word you never want to hear from a federal judge in relation to your legal work: hallucinated. That means the citation pointed to a legal precedent that didn't actually exist the way it was described in the filing. Van Horn's office acknowledged the mistakes in a corrective filing submitted before the hearing, but the damage was already done. He was ordered to personally cover a percentage of Cardi B's legal fees, tied specifically to that error, separate from anything Tasha K herself owed. So in one single hearing, Cardi B's legal team managed to win sanctions against both the blogger and her own lawyer, which is not something you see happen very often in a case like this. This is the question blowing up search bars right now, and the honest answer is, not yet, but the door isn't closed either. Right now, everything that's happened is civil contempt, meaning it results in fines and mandatory content removal, not criminal charges or jail time. Civil contempt exists to force compliance, not to punish someone criminally. Its whole purpose is pressure, not prison. However, legal commentators covering this case have pointed out that courts generally don't jump straight to jail. They escalate in stages. Warnings turn into fines. Fines turn into bigger fines. And if a pattern of violations continues after multiple warnings and financial penalties, courts do have the authority to consider far more serious contempt penalties down the line, which is exactly why this keeps getting brought up online every time a new update drops. Reporting also noted a separate sentencing date connected to this broader legal saga scheduled before a federal judge in Atlanta, which has fueled even more speculation about where all of this could be headed next. Let's slow down here for a second, because a lot of viewers get confused about what a non-disparagement clause actually protects and why it carries so much weight legally. Imagine you owe someone a huge debt, and instead of demanding all of it right now, they say, "I'll give you time to pay this off, but you have to stop talking badly about me while you do it." That's basically the deal here. It's not about censorship, and it's not about silencing someone for no reason. It's a negotiated trade. Tasha K got a massive reduction on what she owed, and silence was the agreed-upon price of that deal. The moment she broke silence, she broke the trade, and courts take broken trades seriously, especially when they're written into an official bankruptcy plan, rather than just a casual understanding between two people. Here's something important that keeps getting buried underneath the smaller headlines. None of this $60,000 settlement affects the original $4 million defamation judgment in any way. That debt is still very much alive and still fully enforceable. Tasha K is still on the hook for the reduced $1.2 million repayment plan tied to her bankruptcy case. This new $60,000 is stacked on top of that, not a replacement for it. It's an additional bill on an already existing bill. So every time this cycle repeats itself, violation, contempt motion, settlement, the total amount Tasha K owes keeps climbing higher instead of getting smaller, which is the opposite direction anyone in her position would want things to go. At this point, you might be wondering why this keeps happening at all. Wouldn't anyone in Tasha K's position just stay quiet and let the debt quietly resolve itself over the agreed-upon 5 years? But that's exactly why this story keeps trending every single time a new filing drops. It's not just a legal case anymore, it's become a pattern, almost predictable at this point. And patterns are what make headlines keep repeating, and search interest spike every single time, because people already sense there's likely another chapter coming. If this helped you understand exactly what's going on with the Cardi B and Tasha K lawsuit, then you already know why this story refuses to die down. It keeps circling back to the same core conflict, money versus silence, and neither side seems willing to fully let it go. The next chapter in this saga is probably closer than anyone thinks, especially with that upcoming sentencing date still sitting on the calendar. If you want to stay ahead of the update the moment it drops, go ahead and hit subscribe. Drop a like if this broke it down clearly for you, and I'll see you in the next one.